Cancer. Hey, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Cancer. Happy day, happy April. I hope that things are moving well in your world. It's been, interesting to say lightly, mildly. We are in Aries season. It's heightening that fire element, but it's coming off of that really emotional Pisces season. And we actually have a cluster of planets in Pisces right now, which we're seeing a lot of back and forth between the fire and the water. Basically meaning that people, situations are getting provoked, emotionally triggered. People are fighting back. It can be a little bit intense, especially if you're not really grounded in self. Grounded in self helps us to step away from the drama, step away from the bullshit when it's just not our MO or it's just not the road that we want to go down. And usually, Cancer, you're pretty good about sensing through those things, but it still is forcing us to contend with the emotionality around all of this, like the things that are just not very fun to face about people, situations that are in our life, i.e. that Venus and Mercury in retrograde. So just be gentle with yourself to the best of your ability. We're seeing some heaviness in the energy, in the astrology, as I'm doing these zodiac readings, past karmas, past life, learning lessons, life lessons, however you want to understand it, are rearing their beautiful faces. So that's why I like to start off with an energy cleansing, just kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any of that limitation, frustration, blocks that you might be coming into. It's a really good time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come into this reading, Cancer, with something on your heart, on your mind, something you want Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation or how things are headed, what direction they're headed for you specifically, definitely hit me up. Or if you're looking for more of a rebalancing alignment of self, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating from that space of alignment, that's when we are making choices, finding people, situations that actually bring us happiness and fulfillment, living like a good life for ourselves, which is what we all deserve. Definitely hit me up. I would love to help, support, honor in whatever way possible. All that info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, Cancer, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Hoopa. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. A little wild energy today. All right. I like it a little wild, keeps things interesting, right? We're kind of seeing that with some of this fire energy that has been enlivened. Not necessarily the easiest. It's still like forcing us to kind of make peace with what is happening. Venus and Mercury just retrograded. They were in Aries and they just retrograded back into Pisces. And Neptune has since moved into Aries. So it's now we're having this opportunity to really kind of put our money where our mouth is, so to speak, i.e. those things that we have been navigating through, sensing, feeling, etc. Now it's time to actually put, commit, put those lessons into practice. And it's not always the easiest, but this is about connecting with self. Aries season is ruled by the first house, the house of self, and it's remembering remembering who you are and how amazing you are, right? And I feel like it's kind of like put you in this position where people you feel like you should be getting that affirmation from, that validation from, aren't, you know? And now you're in this position where either people need something from you, and it's really shifting the dynamic. It's shifting how you're seeing things play out, or how you're seeing them show up in the relationship. And it's a little bit frustrating because I feel like this is specifically related to people, situations who have not invested in you in the way that you deserved, in the way that you knew you deserved. But being a Cancer, you're kind, you're loving, you gave a lot of excuses, a lot of benefit of the doubt. You've actually kind of committed to whatever this was that something was requiring you to do. Whether you had like a really controlling ex, or, you know, someone was expecting a lot from you to deliver a lot. Maybe not even, or maybe even not holding up their end of the bargain, you know? And I feel like you have been working really hard to keep people and situations happy. But like I said, it does kind of look like some things are shifting for you, Cancer, and you can't uphold it any longer. Like this kind of reminds me of the value of reciprocity. You can't give from an empty space, and especially if that's how you're always like giving. This is actually like forcing you again to look at someone very, very differently. And this is someone who maybe on some level has been using you a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have to be just financially, but it does kind of have some abundance undertones to it. Whether they, you know, have kind of been emotionally, energetically sucking you dry. Yeah, something that has been hard for them, an upheaval for them, something that maybe you have helped them kind of maintain. Like, it does look like they're in the thick of it. And you've kind of just peacefully been on the sidelines is what I'm seeing. Like, you've peacefully been on the sidelines. I feel like they're asking something from you, expecting something from you, or you might have had like just kind of a difficult conversation for some of you. Things got said that, you know, were unintentional. Some boundaries were made is what it looks like. And someone put their foot down. Someone has been very like drew a line in the sand. It does feel like it's coming more from your end, Cancer. We did see this a little bit in your energy last week where you're like, you know, kind of getting some courage, right? Not no shade in saying that, but whatever this is someone who kind of needed a wake-up call is what I'm seeing. This is someone who, like I said, or like the reading is saying, very beginning, they're not recognizing your worth, your value. And even in this way where like, I do feel like on some level they're like getting the message, they're getting the hint, but at the same time, I don't know. This is something who's a little bit too stubborn. Virgo energy right now, the South Node is in Virgo, so it's really easy to kind of go back to default patternings and habits. So if this is someone who has kind of, you know, that knee-jerk reaction to treat you with disrespect, with disdain, kind of brushing you off, invalidating you, etc. That's definitely how their vibe continues. And it's like basically saying, I don't know if there's repair. I don't know if there's repair. On some level, you're committed because, like I said, it's not like you're completely rejecting them, but you're putting some boundaries down. And the boundaries are communicating something else. And like I said, I mean, on some level, you have the Six of Cups in your energy. They have the Ten of Cups in theirs. And the problem is like making peace with the past in order to contend with the future. This is someone who's like coming from a space of desperation, so they will say what they need to say, especially because they're realizing the magnitude of their affection towards you or how much they have kind of effed it up. But here's the thing. I don't see that it's in a way that they're taking ownership of themselves or what they've done. I don't even know that there's an apology involved. It's more this fear of like, oh no, I'm going to lose Cancer, and then what am I going to do, right? And maybe they are promising a lot of things in the future, but you're still kind of looking at this like, well, what about all this stuff? What about all this? You know, you can't completely wipe the slate clean, unfortunately, right? And sometimes there is that value, that saying, when someone shows you who they are, listen, right? And sometimes that can be really, really hard, especially in these relationships dynamics that are close to our heart, that we invest a lot of time, a lot of energy into, people that we love. But let go to flow. I think that's so good for you, Cancer, and being a water sign, you're really good at that, accepting things for what they are, and not, you know, I mean, I do see you letting go to some capacity, but there also is this hope lingering in the background. I don't know if this is something that this relationship dynamic can overcome, because it does look like it's the hurt, the pain is still very present here. It also looks like there are options, and depending on your situation, on your dynamic, it will really dictate whether or not, you know, you want to keep moving forward. Because when people hurt us, we have to take note of that. Also, we need good people around us, you know, and sometimes we do have to go through the hard stuff, the real stuff, in order to get to that other side. To remember how amazing you are, Cancer. All right, thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. Know that I'm sending it back your way.